Congress gave us a really special opportunity, actually, and they gave us funding for innovation of rare diseases. And it really allowed us to go after a problem that we have been seeing and a challenge that we think needed to be addressed. So what challenge? And it's that rare disease drug development is just not moving as fast as we would like to see it move, and the data that's being generated by the kind of heroic efforts that are underway are not always producing the kind of information that we'd really like to have for evidence of drug effectiveness and safety. So how does this happen? Well, you've got individual researchers that are working in a lab maybe one at a time across the country. Families living with their children and having to travel long distances to get into trials for if there is one. And then you've got startups that are trying to develop these drugs, and they don't have much experience outside of this effort as well. So we see all these players, and we think that a common platform where information and knowledge could be shared would really help address some of the challenges from that fragmentation. And this money that Congress gave us is going to allow us to really start building this Rare Disease Cures Accelerator.
The DAP initiative, the Data and Analytics Platform, it's a component of the overall accelerator. And what we're really looking for there is to provide a foundational piece for the accelerator. Rare disease companies are often handicapped by the amount of information they have available. There's limited numbers of patients, there's limited experience in the disease. And so one of the things we identified quickly in our discussions about how to empower the rare disease drug development effort was the recognition that in partnering with the Critical Path Institute and NORD, we can leverage the power of aggregated data, but to do that it has to be in a form that really supports high quality regulatory submissions, industry quality drug development. Those data can come from any number of places. They can come from academics, from real world evidence, from industry sponsored trials, but there's tremendous power in aggregating those data, curating them, and making them accessible to a variety of researchers, from individual companies to scientists in the lab to the agency itself. To allow us as a community to understand rare diseases better. By putting all those data together, we will have the ability to tackle some of the primary challenges that exist in the rare disease community, the small numbers of patients, the great variability in the patient's course as they move through their disease, a lack of experience often as new diseases are explored in terms of drug development, so we don't have experience with outcome measures, with enrollment criteria, what patients should and shouldn't be participating in trials. We want to be as broad as possible, but we have to have those decisions be informed by a sufficient quantity of data so that the trials have a very good chance of success going into it. So we work very hard with sponsors on that, and we think that as this platform evolves and stands up, we're going to have a tool at our disposal to work with sponsors on that really will take us into a whole new direction in rare disease research.